Hi, how are you? Welcome. I thought I'd have a conversation with you discussing stuff. I want to tell a story actually, that's what I'm here for. And I feel like I feel like I haven't spoken to you in ages. I've done documentaries, vlogs. One quick point, you may hear a little I've got a fan going off, right, behind you. Can I flip the screen? I can't flip the screen. I'm doing this in one take because I'm gonna switch it off. I just feel like it's gonna sound awful. There we go. Because wouldn't it just be awful? Yes, so I'm going to do like a one take story time thing because the positive feedbacks I get from the one take things and the fact I've got to try and present myself in one take. I've been doing a lot of live stuff lately and I just talk nonsense and then hopefully something funny and entertaining happens. But I thought I'd tell a little bit of a story time. Also, I've got lights. You may notice it's a bit shinier and a bit, more well lit. I've got lights. It's colour changing. I don't know if you can. Right, look. It's like there's above your head. There you go. Strip lights, and they cost me a fiver, but let's be honest, they're worth it. You know, you're worth every penny. They don't work. I'm going right to the point where it. Right, okay, that doesn't really matter, that's not the point of this video. Now, I say, and I've said for many years now, my most underrated video is my Operation Recovery vlogs thing. And I know why, it's because it's an hour long, but it's basically loads of mini vlogs over the course of about, I think, 2 weeks or a month, I can't remember. I haven't watched it, I'm kidding. I have watched it. Over the course of the recovery process of me recovering. And it's about an hour long. So people are like, it contains a holiday, it contains days out, it contains a behind the scenes of a show, which I get nagged at, saying hurry up and do them. I can't really do them at the moment. I'm also my nails. Look at my nails, whatever. But I thought I'd talk about the operation in general, the processes, bits that you didn't see, and I don't even think I spoke about in the vlog. And although if I did, then I'm starting to repeat myself. I think I'm getting to that point now when I'm going to start repeating myself. I know I'm going to start repeating myself. This happens all the time. Every single time I do a video or a live stream, someone interrupts it. Selfish of them anyway. So I had an operation. I had a lump on my neck. I've still got the scar, I think. There it is. Look, there it is. Look at that. I had a lump on my neck. After, well, I had it on 20. It came up in 20 something or other. We thought nothing of it. We went to the doctors eventually, and they got it checked out. And they said there's nothing wrong with it. There's nothing dangerous about it. That's that bit joke. That's all that not joked about. That's all that serious stuff out of the way. That didn't come up. We were all like, okay, this is fine. But they were very kerfuffled of what it is. So I had an X-ray on my back. I had a chest scan on my back. So they went in. We're going to give you a chest scan, and when you go in for a chest scan, it's like a camera, and then there's like this. There's the wall. Obviously, you're in a room, and then there's like another, like a plate or something. Not a plate, it's in a paper. There's like a plastic thing, you stand in front of it, and I thought I'd face the camera, and I couldn't wear my jumper or t-shirt or whatever because it wouldn't pick up through the camera for some strange reason, because it was a school jumper, because I was in school at this point, secondary school. So I had to go shirtless. Then they make you stand. Now let me show you how they make you stand. I don't know why they do this. They make you stand, right? It doesn't really matter about the face, like this, with your shirt off. I don't know what the benefit of that is. I don't. Is it just for a good laugh? I saw the X-ray afterwards, and nothing. Yeah, I saw the X-ray afterwards. It didn't. My hands didn't even show up. Just did my back. But anyway, I faced the camera doing that thing, and I was facing the camera. And I was like, "Can you turn around, please?" And I was like, "I'm facing that's the camera. I can see the camera." So basically, you're the X-ray machine. I did this. I'm scanning my chest. It's like, I've got something wrong with. Go to the doctor. You're a doctor, and I go, "I've got something wrong with my chest, doctor. I've got something a little bit wrong. Something a little bit. Can you just have a look?" The doctor would just sat there like, "What are you on? Are you okay?" And so I thought, okay, right. So I just did it. I got on with it, and then I had a look at this. She was like, "Do you want to have a look?" I'm recording. Sorry, my mother interrupted me. I can pause. This is still in one take. I can pause this. I literally lost my train of thought. What was I saying when you came in? What was I saying when you came in? I'm live. Brilliant. I'm not even live. Anyway, So I was talking. I was doing the X-ray, right? So I went. They told me to come and have a look at the X-ray. That was it. I had a look, and I saw nothing. I saw my spine. It was a bit wobbly, and so we knew I had scoliosis, and it was a bit wobbly. Well, not my back, obviously my back, because I have scoliosis. That's why I have a back problem. I know I say I have a bad back all the time. It's because I have a bad back. Anyway, so I had a look. I could see nothing. I couldn't even see my ribs. So I was like, I couldn't even see my chest on the other side. To be honest, I'm really skinny. I was unbelievably skinny back then. I was a lot skinny. Seriously, it was like scary. I remember someone in my when I was getting changed for pee, someone went, "Oh my god, Harvey, you're so skinny," and I'm American. You're like so skinny. That's a problem. And everyone's like, "Look how skinny Harvey is. Look at him. Look at him. He's so skinny." And I was apparently the gay one. Well, I was the gay one, but I didn't know that. Whatever. So there we are. I'm there. In see the thing, got nothing out of it. Then I had a ultrasound, which is the thing pregnancy people have, pregnant people have. The little thing they scan the belly, the rubber gel on the belly. That gel and that thing is, it's not like it's like sharp pain. It's not like they're just running a Stanley knife through it. It's not that sort of pain. It's I don't know how to describe it. It's just that feeling makes you just go. Okay. That's what it felt like on my neck, and your neck's the most sensitive part of your body. That's probably not true. I'm not a biological scientific person. So there you are. There I am having the ultrasound, and they go, yes. As we can see in your neck, you have there's your spine, that bit of your spine. We can see your that's your esophagus. I think I don't know what they said. They were saying parts of my neck. This basically they could have just said this is your neck. This is your neck. We're looking inside your neck, which is the whole point. Couldn't find anything. They said, well, I assume, and I'm guessing, it's blah, 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 blah. I was like, you're guessing. We can't go by guessing. We need to know what this is. But anyway, it was going down at that point. They couldn't find it. So they think, oh, it's just probably solved itself. Anyway, cut to about 3 or 4 years later. I go to Oxygen. For people who don't know Oxygen, it's like a trampoline place where you go bounce on trampolines. No, I went to Flip Out, which is a rival company, but we went there jumping on trampolines, and we went to KFC because we were hungry and we were desperate for food. I wouldn't go to KFC ever because it's KFC. That's worse than the ultrasound. Yeah. It's just like I had a chicken. You have a chicken, a breaded, chicken in breadcrumbs. You pick it up, the breadcrumbs just all fall off. But it's just all, they're still connected, it just comes round. It's just like, I may as well just have a chicken and breadcrumbs separate. I could have just put them back together like a sandwich, but that's not my job. It's not my job to make it. I may as well cook it. I may as well kill the chicken, cook it, and do it myself. Going off topic. Anyway, there we are. We're doing the thing. Yes, so we're jumping up and down, but then we're in KFC, and I'm just getting this big pain in my neck. So I go to the toilet to wee, because I needed a wee, basically. So I had a wee. I think it might have been a poo. No, it doesn't matter. But then I was washing my hands, saw the mirror, and I saw this big lump on my neck. And I was like, guys, there's a big lump on my neck. No, it didn't need a wee or a poo. It was, I think my friends pointed it out. But yes, and then I went and checked, and I went, oh yeah, that's back. And I rang Mother and said, the lump's back. And it's bigger, and it actually was hurting. And we were like, alarm bells were like ringing. Now I'm talking sensibly. The alarm bells were rung, went in, and went, no, it's fine. Nothing dangerous. Why are they? And there is a cut. Basically, I ran out of time on my camera. I'm using my phone because I'm lazy. Anyway, back to the topic we're talking about. So there we are. We're having a, do you mind shutting up? There's kids, they've been screaming for the past 4 days. A group of kids screaming and shouting. Sounding like they're having fun, which is not acceptable. Don't sound like they're socially distancing. Just sing. Hopefully when this comes out, you don't sit there and think, oh, wait a second, socially distancing isn't a thing anymore. Depends how far ahead I am. Anyway, so there we are. We go to the doctors and go to get the lump checked out. And I went, nope, not dangerous. It is probably a flare-up of the previous thing that happened. Then we had same tests. We had X-rays. I don't think we had an ultrasound because I asked not to. They were like, we're going to give you another x-ray. We might give you another ultrasound. And I was like, can we not? Because that was horrible. I was like, okay. So then I had an MRI scan. Now, an MRI scan is the big one. You go into the magnetic machine, not allowed any electronics or clothes. The problems with my neck, I want to just remind you. So you go into the thing, wear a gown, looking like a complete idiot, go wearing a gown. But I went with it, it's the doctor's. You lie down on the thing, you get wedged into this little thing, right? I swear moves like this as well when you're in it, get wedged in, so you don't move. You're not allowed to move, you've got to stay completely still. So you go lie in, you go into like this coffin, right? You go into this coffin. Goodness, everyone likes to interrupt me when I'm talking. I'm clearly talking. Anyway, so there we go. We're inside this coffin, and they say they have the thing over the tannoy, which is the worst tannoy. This is the NHS, and it's. So, how are you doing today? Are you okay? Yes. Are you feeling? Right. So we're going to get going now. This is going to last about 5 minutes. So, what, you could have just said that to me. So there I am, 5 minutes. And they put earplugs in me because they said it's very loud. Now, I thought it was going to be like, you know, the electrical sounds, you know, zzz, 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 you hear in like movies and stuff. It wasn't. It was computer sounds of. It's turning into a musical. MRI the musical. Anyway, so there we are. We're in the thing. We're lying down. We are there. Thing 5 minutes. 5 minutes pass. I was holding this thing that I could squeeze if I was like, no, I can't do this. I knew I was autistic. But you're told to sit still. If you're told to sit still, see, you think you can do it. You think, oh, try and do it. Try and do it now for the rest of the video. Just don't move. Don't move at all. Okay. You're told not to move. You cannot move, or you mess everything up. Right? You mess everything up. You know this. You go, okay, I won't do it. Every part of your body starts twitching. It's just like that. It's just I'm just like, stay still. Stay still. That's what's happening, right? So there we are in the in the thing with the and stuff, right? So we're there for 5 minutes. 5 minutes later, they pull me out and they went to inject me with a dye to dye the blood, so then it would show up more in the MRI. So we did that. So another 5 minutes, you know, and we're in there, and then they come out, and then about 2 weeks later, I have another appointment, which is the follow-up, to see what was what, and they said, yep, it's there, we can take it out. It's going to stay there, it's going to keep coming back. We still don't know what it is, but it looks like it's nothing dangerous, everything's fine. So I have an operation to take it out, and the operation, you know, I was nervous. The very first time I was ever put under general anaesthetic. And it was on the neck, which is very, you know, obviously it's a sensitive area, because a cut like that isn't medically thing, could kill you. So there we are. I was, the day, because they couldn't confirm a date, but they said, we'll 100% do it on this date, but we may get you in earlier. I was like, okay. So we booked in this date, but another date could become available, and that date may even be cancelled. So it's uncertain, but we're going to try for that date. So we booked it in. It was going to be for about 2-3 months later, because it wasn't something serious, we could push it away. We then, I got a call. Well, no, I wasn't. I was at a gig. Like I said, I was at a gig. And my mum texted me, said, by the way, the doctor said they're going to come and cut your throat open on Tuesday, which is about 3 days later. And I was like, oh, going for an operation. My friend, Sam, you may know Sam, was really sweet. He went, I'll come with you if you like, because it's your first operation. And he did offer. Didn't bother though. But anyway, so there we are. We're with the day turns up. You're not allowed to eat 24 hours before, unless you're allowed a sip of water in the morning. The reason is so you don't wee your poo in the operation, because that's not good, because that's rather embarrassing, isn't it? Patient's pooed himself. You know, it's not. To be honest, I don't think they'll say that. I think patients with feces, hasn't he? Yes. I generally can't believe we're talking about how doctors say something. They could probably just get, we don't know what they said. They could probably just said, oh, he's done a stinker, selfie with a stinker, whatever. Moving on massively before I get shut down quickly. So we're there doing, we're there. So I'm there on the operation day. Operation day comes up. Quite nervous. We go up there. Go into the operation room. They explain what's going to happen. I go into the clothes. I was told I was going to have a gown. Now the gown is like wearing. As the opening of the thing, you wear no clothes. Now I was told that you wear nothing. I found out you are allowed to wear underwear. Yes, that's good, isn't it? The problem is, the underwear I picked that day was really childish underwear. I was in college at this point, I might add, my first year of college. So there we are, we go in, they come in, they have the meeting saying, right, this is what we're going to do. They just observe things, make sure everything's ready and everything. And they also marked with a marker pen where they're going to cut. I think we should cut there. And I was like, oh, he's Jackson. So I moved it, but like, no. I was like, all right. I was just sit there and just went, They drew on me. And then I went, had a sip of water to take some tablets. No idea what they were for. And went to the general anaesthetic room. Now, the general anaesthetic room, if you've ever been in there, I don't think you'll find photos online anywhere because you're not allowed to. I don't know why. There's basically it's like a basement. There's wires and pipes everywhere, but they're like dangling. It's quite messy. Hopefully they've cleaned it up since then. So you go and you lie down. Now there's many ways for general anaesthetic. I had one. So they put a gas mask on me so I could breathe. So if I had a panic attack, they could slow it down or whatever. So the oxygen supply was like, I don't know. Okay. But they were going to inject me with something, and I remember lying there. They were having a conversation with me. We were like, "What do you do?" And I said, "Well, I work in show business and stuff like that." And they go, "Okay, cool. That's really interesting." Because basically, they keep you going, keep your mind going, so you're not tense or relaxing. So they're having a conversation. I work in show business and I do some stuff. It's scary. It's the first time. I said, "Don't be worried. What we're going to do is we're going to do this." But whilst doing it, so they started doing it, and they said, "We're going to start going now. Is that all right?" I said, "Yeah." "So you've been doing show business for a long time?" I said, "Yeah, doing show business for a long time." Yeah. It's been good. I do Punch and Judy, magic, and everything. Sounds like a shameless plug, which it kind of is. So the injections something, and I went, "Oh, I can start feeling it." I started feeling like a tingling sensation around the legs. I was like, "Oh, I think it's kicking in. And I was like, "Am I just going to suddenly just do this? Like you think you're going to do?" But it's like you don't remember falling asleep, that kind of thing. But I do remember this. The last thing he said to me was, "Well, so how long have you been doing shows?" So basically, what probably happened was, "So how long have you been doing shows?" I found it very rude, I'm not going to lie. So there we are, I have an operation. Now, I was told my operation was going to be an hour and a half. 3 hours later, I wake up. I'm panicking, right? It's been 3 hours. I look at the clock, first thing I do. I wake up, I'm in the recovery room. I remember, though, this is when it gets weird, right? Not weird as in like, aliens came down and started abducting me. I acted weird and things were a bit wide. Mainly your brain is still waking up. I remember being woken up and I go, "Hello," and I was like that. And I was like, "Hello, how are you?" I was like, "Good, I hope you're okay." But I couldn't see anything, and I was doing, the classic thing, and I was like, I went to sleep, and then I woke up and I was in a lift. I felt the lift go down, and I was like, "Oh, that's a weird sensation." I basically got airtime in a lift. That's never happened. Any roller coaster people will know what I mean by airtime. I was like, "Oh, that's weird." left the building, and I woke up properly. Was fully starting to wake up, come to my senses a bit more in the recovery room. My eyes started to wake. My tonsils were feeling a bit weird as well, and I explained to them I was feeling a bit weird. But I had my neck was hurting, obviously, because it'd just been cut open. But I had a big thing there, and this woman looked at me in the recovery room. She was like, "You look like you're in pain." I was like, "Yeah, I did just have an operation on my neck," and I explained my story. Basically, she thought I was quite tense and quite scared. Then I had someone about an hour later. They made me toast, and it took me ages to drink the toast. They then made me a blackcurrant drink. I swear they just, with blackcurrant, you pour a little bit of the blackcurrant stuff and then you pour water in to do it. I swear they just poured all the blackcurrant in. It was the strongest blackcurrant. But I think it may have been that, or I don't know, my mouth could have been really sensitive. Don't. I know what you're thinking, you dirty people. So there we are. I left the thing and in the recovery room. They then helped me get dressed. I'm not going to tell you that story because that was also embarrassing, but I'm going to let you figure out how embarrassing. But they basically help you get dressed, and then we walk, and then we go home. But we had to take it easy. Going home in Southampton was, not good. And then we went through Fareham, where I live, and stuff like that. And just any bump in the road really hurt. I was like, and then you catch me in the vlog after the recovery process. The day after, we went to a shop because I had to keep walking every day. So I used to walk to the shop and get some chocolate. I had to make sure I kept drinking because I could become dehydrated very quickly. Wasn't allowed to get exercise, wasn't allowed to sweat either. And I wasn't allowed to exercise. So basically I had to be lazy. Oh no. For a couple of weeks. Then I had, because it was stitches, I had to get them taken out, which, as you do. Went into the doctor. This is really weird. This was the weirdest of the days, right? I went into the doctor to get them taken out. You don't go to where you went to A&E. I went to just my GP to do this. Had it taken out, and basically it was one bit of string. It was like Frankenstein, one bit of string, looped, sewn it back together. Not that well, it was sticking out. By the way, we went to Manchester and stuff like that, and I didn't do a gig, but we went to Manchester to do a couple of things as well. Just did a couple of stuff, and that's all in the vlog. That's why I haven't gone into it. I did that in the video, but I didn't do this. But anyway, so I was there with in the thing with the loop, and they looked at it and went, okay, the left side seems fine, but the right side, I'm not too sure. Should we go ahead anyway? Yeah. Hold on, if you're unsure if my neck is still connected, I think we should just abort and leave it another week, because it takes about a week for the skin to just attach again. But let's do it anyway. So we did it anyway. So they started doing it. It was pretty painful because I was being stabbed constantly to get the string removed. But they were using scissors. They used a pair of scissors there. I was like, is this medically? Is this medical procedure here? Are you sure? So they did the thing. They did the cut. Out it came. And I left. They said, you still got to be very careful because it could just be hanging by a thread, because obviously we were unsure. I was like, okay, fine. So I did that. I'm 6'5", which is very tall. Now in this one, they also had the light you have in a dentist, that at the above my head. Now, as you probably could tell, I stood up, banged my head on that. They're like, oh my god, we just said don't do this, don't do that. So yeah, we then left, but then more happened after that. I thought it was done. I just needed to recover. Spent a couple of weeks doing stuff. I did shows. This is all in the vlog. Did shows, and then about after, I think it's 6 weeks, you have a follow-up with the person that did the operation, because they told us what it was. It was a developmental cyst. I won't go into the science behind it, but it wasn't anything to be scared of. It can happen to anyone. All I'll explain is basically I hadn't. This is one thing that makes us all laugh. I haven't finished. My body hasn't finished working properly, and I didn't grow up properly. It's basically what happened. Physically grow up properly, which is why I think I'm really tall. I think that's the science. Didn't grow up pretty much, and I was close. I was too close to being. So we used to say have gills and stuff like that. I'm not saying I'm still a sperm. I should I should add. I'm not that. I could explain the shaking. Okay. Before we get graphic, moving on. So, but yeah, 3-4 weeks later. Sorry, we're going on for hours now. This has been going on for like 20-25 minutes, and this is all in one take. So I hope you're enjoying it. Moving on, a couple of weeks later, it came back, but it was squidgy and really hurting, because the thing, and we were like, oh dear. Like, yes, we do believe it's come back. We're going to have to do something about it, because yes, it is on a scar that hasn't clearly fixed itself properly, which by that time it wouldn't have done. The skin may have reattached, but it may be like, hanging by a thread. They don't know. So they had to check it. Then they found out it wasn't that. It was something had gone wrong. which we all want, don't we? It got slightly infected, right? I got a hemorrhage. Now, they're not very nice. They hurt. Basically, that's a clotting of blood. That can be very unhealthy. So they basically had to. This was so painful. They had to stick a syringe in it and squeeze it. I'm sorry if you're eating dinner, squeeze it out. It hurt so much. And because I lost a lot of blood, I fainted in the cafe. Because they said, go and eat something, go to the cafe, go and have a coffee, then come back in about an hour and we'll see if it's come back. And when it hasn't come back. And it didn't come back. Well, no, it did come back, actually. And they went, we're just going to have to wait for it to die down. Eventually, it did die down, and it hasn't. It pops back up occasionally, and sometimes, you know, it hurts. They said it would take about 3 years for the neck to fully heal. It's still, sensitive, there. And it hurts occasionally. But they said then that's perfectly normal. You have got a scar there, and scars do still hurt. So that is my story about me having an operation. This was about 4 or 5 years ago now. I'm fully recovered. But yeah, there were many complications that happened as well. I won't go into too much detail. Yes, but it was a great fun. I will say one other thing that probably didn't help. Okay, you can't see this anywhere. We made a spoof to Rocky, the Rocky montage where he's doing all the exercises, and they wanted me to be Rocky. This was 2-3 weeks later after my operation when they said don't exercise. They wanted me. They actually ordered me to have a stuntman. I'd have a stunt. Well, no, I ordered. I said, right, we're going to have a stuntman to do some of the fruity fitness things. We spoofed it. It wasn't that funny. That's why it's not public, because it's not that funny. And there's people in it who don't want their face on camera. So if you ask, it's not happening. And it's not that funny. Everyone just went, yeah, that's good afterwards. But, they were like, Harvey, that was really pathetic. Why didn't you get any involvement? I was like, my neck isn't working. But there we go. So that's the story of my operation. I have many more fun, long stories about stuff that's happened to me. If you'd like to hear more, let me know in the comment section below. In the top line description below is the operation and recovery vlog. All this for one self-promotion of a video. So please go watch it. Like I said, I think it's one of my most underrated videos. I will say though, it was made like 4 or 5 years ago when the operation happened, and obviously I've progressed in YouTube terms. So I say now, it doesn't compare with what I do now, but I still think it's a good and interesting video. So anyway, I'm going to go because this is half an hour, this video. But yeah, so it's talking about me having an operation. Bye-bye.